These 7 steps have helped millions become millionaires. Where are you on the list? That's the question I want you to ask yourself right now. Because if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, if you're sick of lying awake at night wondering how you'll pay for an emergency, if you want to build real wealth and leave a legacy for your family, then you need to understand Dave Ramsey's baby steps. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a proven, step-by-step system that has changed lives for over 30 years. Ramsey Solutions has taught these financial principles for 3 decades, and they continue to help families ditch debt and build lasting wealth. Dave Ramsey created the baby steps because he noticed a pattern with the people he was counseling. The thought of getting out of debt was overwhelming to them. The pile of debt in front of them seemed too big, and they didn't know how to start. So he broke it down into 7 manageable steps. Each one builds on the last. You complete one, then move to the next, and before you know it, you're financially free. Let me walk you through each one. Baby step 1. Save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. This is where it all begins. Your first goal is to save $1,000 as fast as you can. This is not your full emergency fund. It's a starter cushion, just enough to handle life's little surprises without reaching for a credit card. Think about it. A flat tire, a broken window, a small medical bill. Without $1,000 in the bank, these moments turn into debt nightmares. You end up putting them on a credit card, and that starts a cycle that's incredibly hard to break. The goal here is to break the cycle of relying on plastic when life happens. Get that $1,000 saved as quickly as possible. Sell stuff, work extra hours, cut your spending to the bone. Ramsey recommends rushing through this step, preferably within a month, because once you have that $1,000 buffer, you're ready for the next step. Some people argue that $1,000 isn't enough in today's economy, and they're right. It's not meant to be enough for everything. A single ER visit or major car repair can cost more than that. But here's the thing. That's the point of the later steps. This is just your starter fund. It's enough to keep you from going into debt for small emergencies while you attack your larger debts. George Camel, a Ramsey personality, explains that saving this small initial amount lets you move on to tackling your debt sooner. It's an early success that helps motivate you. And once you're debt-free, you'll build up a much bigger cushion in step 3. Baby step 2. Pay off all debt except the house, using the debt snowball method. Now it's time to get intense. This is the step where most people spend the longest time. Your goal is to pay off all your non-mortgage debt, credit cards, car loans, student loans, personal loans, using the debt snowball method. Here's how it works. List all your debts from smallest to largest by balance, regardless of interest rate. Make minimum payments on everything except the smallest one, and attack that one with everything you've got. Every extra dollar goes towards that smallest debt. When it's paid off, take the money you were paying on that debt and roll it into the next smallest debt, then the next, then the next. Each time you eliminate a debt, you free up more cash flow to throw at the next one. The snowball gets bigger and bigger until it becomes an avalanche. Why does this work? It's not about math, it's about momentum. If you started with the biggest debt, you wouldn't see results for a long time, and most people lose motivation and quit. But when you pay off that first small debt, you get a quick win. You feel powerful. You feel like you can do this, and that momentum carries you through the rest. Research backs this up. The debt snowball method works because of the psychological boost it gives you. Dave Ramsey says pay off your smallest debts first. It's about behavior, not math. So pause any investing for now. Don't worry, you'll come back to it later. Right now, every ounce of your energy goes to destroying debt. As Ramsey puts it, work like a maniac. But here's a common concern. What if you have a lot of debt? What if it takes years? Real estate agent DJ Parker and his wife racked up around $125,000 in debt, student loans, car loans, back taxes, and credit cards. They were living beyond their means and purchased cars they couldn't afford. But after learning the baby steps from a class at their local church, they turned their situation around. They followed a zero-based budget using the Every Dollar app, tracked every dollar, and focused intensely on paying down debt. They're on track to pay off all their non-mortgage debt by the end of 2025. It is possible. You just have to be intense and consistent. Remember, this step excludes your mortgage. Real estate is an asset that reliably grows in value over time, and your mortgage is a mountain to pay off later. Baby step 3. Save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. You've made your last debt payment. You're debt-free, except for your home. That's a huge accomplishment. Now it's time to build a real safety net. Save 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. This is your fully funded emergency fund. If you need $5,000 a month to maintain your lifestyle, you should have $15,000 to $30,000 set aside. This fund protects you against life's bigger surprises, job loss, major medical expenses, or your car breaking down, without slipping back into debt. How much is enough? 3 months for dual-income households with stable employment, 6 months for freelancers, self-employed individuals, or single-income households. Imagine the peace of mind that comes with knowing you could lose your job tomorrow and be completely fine for 6 months. That's what this step gives you. It's not exciting, it's not flashy, but it's the foundation of real financial freedom. Baby step 4. Invest 15% of your household income into retirement accounts. With zero debt and a cushy emergency fund, you've finally freed up your greatest wealth-building tool, your income. Now it's time to make it work for you. Start investing 15% of your gross household income into retirement accounts. Ramsey recommends starting with your company's 401k to get the full employer match. That's free money. Then invest the rest into Roth IRAs, one for you and one for your spouse if you're married. Why 15%? Not 2%, not 25%. It's a sweet spot, accumulating savings consistently without overextending yourself. George Camel explains, "We've just found that if you invest too much, you don't have any extra margin to throw at saving for college or paying off the mortgage or sinking funds for vacations and car repairs and upgrades. And if you don't invest enough, well, you're not going to have enough in retirement to actually live off of and retire with dignity." Using the Ramsey Retirement Calculator, Camel demonstrated that investing $1,000 monthly at a 10% return can help you become a millionaire even if you start in your early 40s. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't chase get-rich-quick schemes. Stick with good growth stock mutual funds, balanced across 4 types: growth, growth and income, aggressive growth, and international. That's the Ramsey recipe, and it works.
Baby step 5. Save for your children's college fund. Now that your retirement is on track, it's time to start saving for your kids' college education. Why do this after retirement? Because your kids might not go to college, but you'll definitely retire. Prioritizing your future isn't selfish, it's smart. If you're a parent, you know how important this is. The average cost of attending college is over $38,000 per year, and that number keeps rising. Ramsey recommends using a 529 plan or an education savings account, ESA. These accounts offer tax advantages and can help you save without saddling your kids or yourself with student loan debt. A 529 plan offers federal tax-deferred growth, high contribution limits, and the ability to roll over up to $35,000 of unused money to your child's Roth IRA. This step is optional if you don't have children, and Ramsey makes it clear that parents should not compromise their retirement security to go all out on their kids' schooling. But if you can save for both, it's a gift that will set your children up for a lifetime of financial stability. Baby step 6. Pay off your home early. This is the big one. The mortgage is the only thing between you and complete freedom from debt. Now it's time to bring it all home. Pay off your mortgage early. Imagine how it would feel for your home to be 100% yours. No mortgage payment, just freedom. When you're intentional about attacking your mortgage, you can pay it off in 7 to 10 years or less. That's what millionaires do. Any extra money you can put toward your mortgage could save you tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest. Plus, it substantially lowers your cost of living. The typical millionaire has never carried a credit card balance, spends $200 or less on restaurants each month, and still shops with coupons. They eliminate their home loans in about 7 to 8 years by sticking to a plan. Getting rid of this major monthly expense is a major wealth builder. Some financial experts argue that it's mathematically better to invest extra cash rather than pay off a low-interest mortgage early. And they're not wrong if you can consistently earn 10% in the market while paying 6% on your mortgage. The math favors investing. But Ramsey's rebuttal is behavioral. When you own your home, you have a lot less of a monthly bill to pay and a sense of security that a portfolio can't replace. It's as much a values-driven role as a financial one. Plus, the financial freedom that comes with being completely debt-free allows you to work less or pursue opportunities you couldn't afford before. Baby Step 7. Build wealth and give. This is the dream. Total financial peace. Your home is paid off, you have zero debt, and your money is working for you. This step has no finish line. Once you've met these criteria, the framework urges additional wealth building, be it through investing, real estate, or business, and giving generously. You can finally live and give like no one else. The grass in your front yard even feels different when you own it free and clear. Your hard work has put you on track to keep building wealth and be outrageously generous to causes that matter to you, all while leaving an inheritance for your kids and their kids. That's a legacy that will last. George Camel adds, being able to give generously and give to those you love, give to causes you care about, or just give spontaneously to those in need, that's what makes the baby steps worth it. In Baby Step 7, money is for 3 things: giving, investing, and having fun. You can take your family on vacation, buy the boat, or grab new clothes. You've earned it. But the real joy is giving. Giving is the most fun you can have with money. All those times you wanted to give but just couldn't make it work are behind you. Now you can change lives with your margin. That old mortgage payment, you could buy a used car for a single mom or help someone else find their financial footing. This is the ultimate goal of the baby steps, to live and give like no one else. Do these steps really work? According to Ramsey, following these 7 steps will work every time. The only caveat is that you have to take responsibility for your own actions and stick with them. Day in and day out, you've drawn a line in the sand and you are not going back. You're taking control of your fractions and your life. You're ready to make your money work for you, not the other way around. Ashley Morgan, attorney and owner at Ashley F. Morgan Law PC, notes that on the most basic level, the baby steps can work. Paying down debt as quickly as possible and avoiding other debt is basically the most basic way to get control of your finances. However, she also points out that it's not the most reasonable or realistic way for everyone. Saving $1,000 isn't enough. Ideally, you would have enough to cover your biggest deductible, and delaying retirement savings can be irresponsible because compound growth for as long as possible and free money from employer matching are 2 of the most important tools to grow in your retirement. Ultimately, Ramsey's baby steps can help you get on the right track, but there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Your timeline. How long will this take? That depends on your income, your debt, and your intensity. Baby Step 1 can be done in a month or less. Baby Step 2 might take a few years. DJ Parker is looking at about 3 years to pay off $125,000. Baby Step 3 takes a few months to a year. Baby Steps 4 and 5 happen simultaneously and last until your kids are grown. Baby Step 6 takes 7 to 10 years for most people. And Baby Step 7 is the rest of your life, building and giving. The point is not to rush through them. The point is to follow the order and stay consistent. Dave Ramsey's baby steps are not about being perfect. They're about being intentional. They're about breaking the cycle of debt and building a life of freedom. As Rachel Cruz says, wealth building is not flashy or quick. It's about steadiness. It's about not riding on emotion, on the newest, greatest, biggest thing, but staying consistent with financial principles over the long term. The typical millionaire has never carried a credit card balance in their entire life, spends $200 or less on restaurants each month, and still shops with coupons. They live like no one else so that eventually they can live and give like no one else. So let me ask you again. These 7 steps have helped millions become millionaires. Where are you on the list? If you're at Step 1, start saving $1,000 today. If you're at Step 2, list your debts and attack the smallest one. If you're at Step 3, build that fully funded emergency fund. Wherever you are, start now, because the only difference between where you are and where you want to be is a system and the discipline to follow it. If this video gave you a roadmap, hit the like button so more people can see it. Share it with a friend who needs to start their journey. Subscribe for more real, practical financial advice. Let's build your financial freedom starting now.